What is up, my peeps? Joshua Smith here at GSD Studios. First off, I want to thank you for watching the show. I truly appreciate your support. I know it's annoying, but please listen to the entire intro before the podcast begins, as I really need your help. So before we jump in, just a few quick favors, you guys. Number one, please share the show with anyone you feel that will benefit. This truly helps grow the show and has a massive impact on many lives. So please go out there, share the show. Sharing is caring, right? Number two, if you have not already, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please leave a 5-star review on iTunes and in Stitcher, again, if you have not done so already. Number three, make sure that you join the private GSD Mode Facebook Mastermind group. If you go to www.gsdmode.com, you'll see a button right there on the home page that you can click and request to be added to that group right away. And lastly, I want to give our sponsors a quick shout out that make this show entirely possible. Our first sponsor is my personal 90-day mastery bootcamp. This is my personal mentorship training program where I give you everything that I do inside my business. You get my entire playbook, you guys. We have 12 live 3+ hour long sessions. Each session we go so in depth on exactly what I do inside my real estate team and how I operate my business. Plus there's a lot of different bonus sessions. You get access to everything I do inside my business on my tracking forms, presentations, checklists, lead generation tactics, lead follow-up tactics, team contracts, and much more. There's absolutely nothing that I withhold from you that you don't get access to. Plus you get daily access to me inside the group. So this is hands down the most effective and affordable real estate training program on the planet. Check us out, www.90daymastery.com, or click the link below to learn more about that. If you do join, make sure to plug in promo code Live Mastery. That's all caps, all one word, all together, which will save you $500. Make the whole entire program like $997, or 3 payments of $333. Our next sponsor number 2, is PerfectStormNow.com. This is an insanely effective lead generation website for realtors, and now offers not just the front end website, but a website and CRM combo with all my personal written follow-up drips and scripts. And some of these, you guys, go out 1,000+ days. We made it where it's 100% dummy proof. And this system, you guys, competes with $1,000+ month systems that exist in the industry, and it's only $199 per month. So make sure to check us out, www.perfectstormnow.com, where you can check out in-depth demos, client testimonials, more info, all that fun stuff. Our third sponsor is EMF. I'm really excited about this one. This is Optimized Life Nutrition's newest supplement, newest nootropic. It's by far the most powerful nootropic on the planet. EMF stands for Energy, Memory, Focus. If you're like me and you want to have insane energy, improved memory, extreme, intense, focused, this is the best product, you guys, that money can buy. I take it every single day, and the results are insane. Improved energy, improved focus, improved mood, awareness, and we've even had many clients tell us improved sex, dude. So it's just this crazy, insane, overall life-enhancing product. So check that out at www.optimizedlifenutrition.com. Lastly, if you want to be like me and the crew here at GSD Studios, kicking ass every single day, highly recommend that you rock your GSD gear here on the website, www.gsdmode.com. Snag your shirts. We have women's shirts, men's shirts. I got some hats, and we got a lot more apparel on the way. So that's all I got for you guys. Hope you enjoy the show, and we will talk to you soon. What is up, my peeps? Joshua Smith here with another GSD Mode interview, where every single week we interview top entrepreneurs, top realtors, and just straight up top badasses. You guys are out there dominating their space. They're doing big things in this world. They're choosing to not live a life of mediocrity, but instead to go out there and create epic big lives for themselves and for their families. So today, guys, we got a really special guest on the show, massive entrepreneur, massive realtor, #1 Keller Williams agent on the planet. So really stoked and honored to have Bob Lucido on the show. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thanks, Joshua. Glad to be here. It was a pleasure to meet you in Virginia Beach, and You were inspiring on stage, so I'm glad I'm here to be able to talk to your audience.
Yeah, no, it means a lot. I truly appreciate that. And yeah, I was, when we met, because that was the first time that we met, and just your story, of the successes, and then then you've had some low moments, and then you rebuilt and back on top of the world, and I just love it. And I think in 2016, if I'm not mistaken, your team, just so people that are listening and our agents that are listening to this podcast right now can get a grasp of how much business you do, because you're not a brokerage. You're a real estate team, 1,600 transactions and 13.5 million in commissions. Is that correct?
We just got the official numbers. It's a little over 1,700 sales, 13.78 million in commissions, and we did 619 million in volume. And we're not a brokerage; we're just a large team.
Yeah, no, I love that. Just insane numbers. That's what I love about this industry. When I first got in 12 years ago, you didn't have this mega team concept, and guys like you are just breaking these records just day after day, and it's just so awesome to watch. So before we jump into what you're doing though today, I'm always interested in our guest journey that led them to entrepreneurship in the first place. So if you had to rewind the clocks, whether that looks like high school, college, whatever that is, what led you into entrepreneurship?
Well, first off, before I start, I just want everybody to know that's listening to this, whatever I did, you all can do. I don't come from didn't go to any fancy colleges or anything like that, even though college is important. I did go to college, it just didn't go to a fancy one. I started when I was 18 years old. I love baseball. I wanted to pursue a professional baseball career. I didn't make it, but my son just signed with the Texas Rangers, so he's gone further than his dad. I played baseball, and then I realized they didn't think I was as good that I thought I was pretty good. So they essentially said, you're not going to advance any further. So I saw a lady in our neighborhood who was selling real estate, and a friend of my father's was a builder. So he offered me, as I was working in my father's liquor store, to work for him at $4 an hour and $100 a house selling new homes. So that got my start. And I was selling homes, and quite frankly, didn't get much direction. And I was on the verge of quitting at around 21 years old. I was going to college and selling real estate, but didn't have a coach. So number one, if I can do it, you can do it. Number two, get a good coach. Get some good coaching, whether you're working out and need a physical trainer or you're in real estate, get a good coach. I self-trained myself, books and tapes, and there weren't that many trainers like there were today. And coaching and the availability that everybody has online, or get a lot of people today have personal coaches. So I encourage you to get a coach. So I was interviewed with Xerox Corporation. I had 13 interviews over a 9-month period of time, and I was going to go in the copier business. And the day they finally offered me a job, I got offered the job of a lifetime to sell the 700 townhouses in a waterfront community. A very wealthy Jewish man that became my second father, took me in and gave me this incredible opportunity, which I'm forever grateful. And I went on to sell about 1,000 new homes, and I did just new homes. I want everybody to know I never sold a resale till year 2008. So I was in new homes representing builders. Then around 1987. We started a new home sales company where we just represented builders. That company's called Builders First Choice. We were in 16 states. I had 300 employees. We did $1 billion in sales. Life was great. We were actively representing about 100 builders. We sold land, sold new homes. And I was 49 years old, wasn't going to retire, but I had 20 key people running the business, and all I did were the things that I enjoyed most: tracking down builders to sign them up and finding land. So I encourage everybody, you want to make a note of this: do what you love doing most, and make sure they're dollar productive, that they're in the proactive, creative phase of your business, not in the maintenance phase of your business. So I'm always generating business. I'm the rainmaker. So that went well for 16 years. We had offices in Tennessee, North Carolina, Virginia. We had about 6-7 offices in Rhode Island. We're getting ready to start in Las Vegas when the market crashed in 2007. That, for those of you who were not in real estate during that time, you really can't. It'd be hard for you to understand. But the people that were in, Joshua, were you in it in 2007? That was the ugliest time. I sold when rates were 21%. That was a piece of cake compared to 2007. 2007, 2008, you never knew when the bottom was going to stop because the bottom fell out and you just didn't know where the floor was. It kept dropping, and it was unpredictable. With the rates, you knew they were high, and then eventually they were coming down. But this was a bad situation. So we closed our new home business, which was very disappointing and upsetting. So on May 15th of 2008, my wife, who works together with me, is my partner and helped co-found the company, and she plays an incredible role in the company, Tracy. She and I co-founded the Bob Lucido team. We had about 8 of us in 2008. We then went to Long and Foster, a nice company, but then they asked me to leave after 30 days because they thought that I might be in competition with one of their top people. So I left there and then went to Remax. Remax is a fine company. They do a nice job. I was there for 6 years. But the real pivotal point in our business came in January 2014 when we switched and went to Keller Williams. Life-changing experience, awesome company. Gary Keller and the group have helped take our business from 500 units to 1,700 units. And now through agent expansion, we're expanding throughout the country and 7 different states, California, Florida, Colorado. And we're expanding our business. We have, just to give you an idea, we have an in-house sales trainer. We have an in-house talent acquisition director. We've recruited about 45 agents since March. We have a total of about 100 agents domestically, and then throughout the country we have another 25 plus admin. We have about 150 people on the team. So our goals next year are to sell to be at 21 million in GCI, to sell 2,750 homes, and to be in excess of $1 billion in sales. So we're playing the game. To me, it's a baseball game. It's just another game. We're having fun. We're growing. We're changing people's lives, and our objective is to be everywhere, to be all throughout the country and then internationally with Keller Williams. So that's where we are today, and every day we just hit the ground like you all and hit the ground hard and keep prospecting and keep growing.
Yep, I love it. So a question though, so with your new build company, when you have to close the doors, and I mean those were insane times, and I can't imagine or fathom how hard that was. But what I found with uber successful people is they have, I don't want to call it like a superpower, right? But it's like this like innate ability to handle so much pain and keep pushing, right? Like a lot of people that might just break them, they might jump back into corporate America, they don't know what to do. But you just kept driving. How did you keep pushing through that moment with all that stuff that was going on internally? Like how did you stay focused, not allow it to defeat you, and just keep driving?
That's a great question, Joshua. And that confronts everybody in our business. How do they keep moving from day to forward? I mean, every day in this business, you're going to have highs and lows. Back then, though, it was life changing. The company, we closed the doors, which turned out to be a great decision. At the time, it was very upsetting, but a lot of other business people closed their doors too. Number one, it was upsetting at first. Second, you're a competitor. It's innate in you and a lot of people on this phone call. You're a competitor. You want to play the game to win, and you want to play it at a high level. I had a vision of continue to be successful, to maintain the success level. You don't want to go backwards. Although back then we went backwards. You close the business. We were starting from scratch. I went to teach. I want everybody to kind of write this down. To train your brain and to show the team that I was one of them, and to show my brain that I'm starting over again. I went door to door. Here I was, a millionaire at the age of 30. I was 49, 50 years old when we started this resale business. And here I was knocking on doors in my parents' neighborhood at 50 years old. And it was to train my brain to say, look, we're going to go and start all over again. And we'll show everybody else, if I can do it, you can do it. And we're getting back in the trenches. We're going to get back to the basics, and we're going to rebuild this thing. So one, I would say you got to have a big enough why. Why do you want to do this? Number two, create the vision. What do you want? What is your goal? And it's not just money, but it can be playing the game, could be changing people's lives, could be creating a legacy, it could be just having fun and growing a business. To me, this is my golf. This business is a hobby. Same to you as you, Joshua. You have lots of businesses and you enjoy it. It's fun. You're passionate about it, and I'm passionate about this business as well. But keep your vision in front of you. We have it. We just did a training session here with our group with a vision board. Have in there your vision. What are you looking for? What kind of car, new home, spouse, family, your kids be able to go to college? That will spur you and motivate you to take it to the next step. And don't let defeat get you down, but make you stronger to advance to the next level.
Yep, love it. So you jump into 2008 and you start the Bob Lucido resale team, and you've only done new builds. So you're really starting from scratch. And I mean, we're talking 2008. So in 8 years, you went from 0 resale to 1,600 homes. Right? Let's kind of walk through that, because I know you talked about door knocking. Like, what did you do in that first year to really, to rebuild and start getting that momentum in the resale? Because the resale game, not the real estate game is new to you, but the resale, and I'm sure there's a lot of differences between new build and resale.
Sure. It's kind of like getting into commercial real estate versus resale. It's a totally different game. New homes, we were just representing builders. So you have to figure out what area do you like, what are you good at, and don't try to be all things to all people. Foreclosures and short sales were everything. That's what everybody was talking about then. We didn't go down that route. I chose to work the foundation that we already had, which was a lot of builders. So we went out and worked those builder relationships, had them give us their resale business, maybe some spec inventory. So we developed those builder relationships. The second, we would then start slowly growing our team. Now, this is critically important. You definitely want to write this down. If you want to grow your business, whether you're a one-person team or a 20-person team, you have to create an incredible value proposition. Why would anybody want to list with you? Why would anybody want to join your team? So I'm all about creating value, making sure that our team delivers that to the consumer, but also I got to deliver it to realtors so that they'll want to join my team. I believe we have the best value proposition in the nation for people that want to partner with us. We have incredible tools, the marketing, moving trucks, the seminars that we do, the training, in-house sales training and coaching. And then I'm still in the trenches. A lot of people at my level don't do this anymore. I still list 25 to 50 houses a month personally, and I'm still in the trenches with you. So who better to coach and guide my team than myself, somebody that's actually doing it just like them. So we grew, we made a lot of mistakes, but we invested a lot of money in our business. We were in a fortunate position to not have to take a lot of money. So we put a lot of money back in our business. So I believe you build it and they will come. We built this incredible infrastructure, and we laid out a lot of dollars in marketing and then generated the business. And then the brand kind of snowballed, and then we attracted people. But the real jump came when I left RE/MAX to join Keller Williams. Again, RE/MAX was a nice place, but Keller Williams has changed our lives. That jump increased our agent count almost 300%. But it definitely changed our unit count and our volume. Unit count 300%, and it also changed our volume from 250 million to 619 million in 2.5 years. The coaching I've gotten from Gary Keller and some of the senior people at Keller Williams has been awesome.
Yep, I love it. So one thing that and I don't know if this was true for 2016, because I think you and I spoke together into 2015. Could have been 2016, but at the time you mentioned that you were doing something still personal, like 50 open houses a year. Right? And you talk about being in the trenches. What does that look like? Like when you talk about are you still listing? Are you personally still doing open houses? And I know you're still out there prospecting.
My big thing is prospecting. Yes, I still list 25 to say 45, 50 houses a month myself personally. I give a lot of business away to my team. I don't work with buyers. And yes, I still do about 44 open houses a year. Why? One, it helps you get business. 2, I pick up sellers from that. 3, it's a great way to generate business. 4, I lead by example. My whole team does open houses, so we might do anywhere from 50 to 80 open houses a week at our team here. You multiply that by how many people come in, we see over 1,000 prospects a week. So we're constantly growing and planting seeds for our business. And I'm a big believer in the fundamentals of this business. And so I still do open houses on a regular basis. I cherry pick which ones I want. I only do the good ones, and they're close to home.
Yep. Yeah, I love it. For some reason in this business, so many realtors get this closed mind where they're like, hey, I'm beyond open houses. That's for beginners. I'm beyond that. And I'm like, that's 48% of my business. We pound the heck out of open houses. I'm not doing anywhere near your numbers, but man, it's been the one constant that's always worked for me in 12 years.
Absolutely. Cal Ripken, legendary baseball player. He's a big believer in the fundamentals. And you look at Vince Lombardi. We're going to learn how to block and tackle. No fancy plays. We're pretty basic here. We talk and work a lot with the basics. Sure, we have advanced marketing and have some other things we do at a much higher level, but we want people to get back to the basics with sales training, with the outreach that they do. So I lead by example, and one big generator of prospects and listings is open houses. But it's not just sitting in open house. It's how you market your pre-marketing. Maybe you go into the neighborhood and hand out brochures to people there. So it's a way of generating business, buyers and sellers. So if you're not doing it, I question whether the people are really committed to this business.
How do you, because it gets so distracting with all the new technologies that are coming out. When we talk about staying focused on the fundamentals, how do you not get distracted by, you got this new website or this new website or this is the new shiny penny, right? Because it's easy to get pulled in all these different directions.
Great question. First off, I've always done this. And with my new home business, my schedule was different, but I essentially spend 2 to 3 hours in the morning doing paperwork and emails. During the day, my goal is not to touch paper and really not to get into emails. I'm proactively in appointments. I'm out there to set appointments. Too many people read their emails and they respond. They do busy work all day long, whereas I'm an appointment machine. You show me your calendar, I'll show you how much money you're going to make. I'm all about setting appointments. The marketing, we have a marketing department. If you're trying to do your own marketing and trying to do everything, you're going to get diluted. So what I do is I think where I'm weak in certain areas, my strength is I'm a master delegator. I delegate everything. I only touch what is the most important thing. And to me, the most important thing is I'm involved in our marketing meetings. I don't do any marketing, but I'm involved in the meetings for creative and ideas. 2, I want to meet top prospects that are considering our company. And number 3, I'm out at listing appointments, driving the machine, driving the business. So I'm going to encourage people not to be into all these different areas. And I'm going to do this, and I'm going to partner with a mortgage company. And I'm going to get it. You look at your plate, you're so wide. Stay focused, and you'll be amazed at how much your business will grow. And then you can expand from there. But I'm still doing the basics now I did 40 years ago when I got in the business.
Yep, I love it. So, a lot of people don't understand if they haven't experienced this, but growth pains can be harder than slow pains. Right? And with a guy like you expanding so fast, what are some of the things or recommendations because a lot of agents now want to go out there and expand and grow their teams at this fast pace. What's maybe some recommendations of mistakes that you made that you had to, it became great learning experience that allow you to do it now so successfully that you would recommend those listening to implement?
First off, Gary Keller and Keller Williams has a great program on recruiting. Be careful hiring the wrong person. You want to get the right people in your team, whether it's the front office manager, an assistant, agents on your team. You want to get the right people. So don't rush to fail. Take a little bit more time in the selection process, but once you know it's not the right person, be quick to make a change. We actually parted ways with some agents on our team in the past because we just didn't think it was the right culture or good fit. It hurts your volume a little bit, but that's a short-term decision. We always operate with a long-term perspective on our business. What is the best long-term decision? So Gary also mentions this, and is that growth will come at the expense of profits. We're expanding. We just opened up our 4th mega agent office. We got an incredible infrastructure. So we have no debt. We're very successful, very profitable, but you got to put money back into your business. So you are a business. You don't work for anybody else. So making those good long-term decisions, I'd rather invest today than to take those extra dollars and pay taxes on it. I'm okay with investing and back into my people, back into the company, because we want to build a global brand.
Yep. So when you're expanding with this, like how do you decide what markets to go into with those other offices? Is it something similar to your market where you're at, or is it based on the people that you find there? Because I'll see some people that are like, hey, I'm in Vegas, but then I'm also in San Diego, and the markets are so different. How do you know it's right to expand into a new area?
Gary Keller's vision is called agent expansion, where you'll be able to expand throughout a person can take their business in Cincinnati or wherever you are and grow it internationally. We are growing our domestic business in the state of Maryland on our team, and we've been able to open up expansion offices where we're expanding the Bob Lucido brand, and they're our agents in our brand. Outside of our state, we go to neighboring. First off, I'll go wherever we find great talent. So if there's anybody on this call that's great talent that wants to partner with the Bob Lucido team, we would love to consider being your partner. Number two, we just now expanding into New Jersey. That's close to our home. It's 3 hours away, so that's very easy. We have other people in Keller Williams who are looking for talent for us, and some of the hot markets are Las Vegas, Florida, Colorado. So we don't want to go into markets where the average price is under $200,000. The model doesn't work well. And you want to go where there's a certain amount of sales and activity. So number one, we'll go where the who is, where we find a successful person that we want to partner with, and then number two, the dynamics of the market, the sales activity, the average sales prices need to make sense. So we are comfortably in Florida now, a couple of locations in California, we're in Virginia, Colorado, and I'm going to miss some here, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and a couple of locations. So, and looking to expand in those locations, but we're very careful before we expand that we're expanding with the right people, and they are leaders like ourselves and already have successful business. So essentially we're merging with their businesses, and it's creating some incredible synergy.
Time out. Joshua Smith here at GSD Studios. I need to take a quick pause to give our sponsors a quick shout out that make all this possible. Our first sponsor is my personal 90-day mastery bootcamp. This is my personal mentorship training program where I give you everything I do inside my business. You get my entire playbook. We have 12 live 3+ hour long sessions. In addition to a ton of different bonus content, you get daily access to me. There's nothing I withhold from you guys inside this program. You get my entire playbook that's helped me sell thousands and thousands and thousands of homes. You get all my tracking forms, presentations, scripts, checklists, team contracts. There's nothing you don't get access to. This is hands down the most effective and affordable real estate training program on the planet. So make sure you check us out at www.90daymastery.com. You can check out boot camp dates. You can check out testimonials, more in-depth information. If you decide to register, make sure to enter live mastery, all caps, all one word, all together. That'll save you 500 bones. So you can get the whole entire program for only $997 or 3 payments of $333. Our next sponsor is PerfectStormNow.com. PerfectStormNow.com is an insanely effective lead generation website for realtors and now offers a website and CRM combo with all my custom personal follow-up drips inside there, some of which go out 1,000 plus days. We've made it where this is dummy proof, you guys. Any type of a lead generation tactic you can think of, from expireds, FSBO, sign calls, open houses, past clients, everything is in there. It's a plug and play system. And this system really is as powerful, if not more powerful in my opinion. I'm a little biased, but as powerful as the $1,000 a month programs out there, and it's only $199 per month. So again, check us out, www.perfectstormnow.com. Our third sponsor is EMF. Optimized Life Nutrition has created the most powerful nootropic on the planet called EMF. EMF stands for Energy, Memory, Focus. So if you're like me and you want to have insane energy, improved memory, and extreme intense focus, this is the best product money can buy. I take it every single day and the results are insane. I've massively improved energy, memory, focus, mood, awareness, and like you've heard me say in the past, we've had clients that even say it enhances sex. We've had talked to people that have reduced anxiety. The supplement is insane. Check us out. Learn more at www.optimizedlifenutrition.com. Lastly, if you're like myself and our whole entire crew here at GSD Studios and my real estate team, make sure you check out our apparel line, right? We got t-shirts, men's t-shirts, women's t-shirts. We got our hat line that if you're watching this might be available at this point. The hats are in production right now. We're going to be adding a lot of different apparel, so make sure to check that out. And then also, if you're not already, make sure to jump into the GSD Mode Facebook private group. For example, inside there, you guys, we post all of our interviews to make sure that you're not missing out on any interviews. We're going to be doing some votes for future apparel, some Facebook Live stuff. So it's a free private mastermind that you can jump in to go out there, learn, grow, and continue kicking ass and succeeding. All right, that's enough of the interruptions. Let's get back to the show. I love it. So I know, and this is kind of retracting here, I guess, but our listeners will be angry with me if I don't ask, because I get this question all the time, and I've never been in the new build game, but I get asked all the time on the podcast of, hey, I want to go out there and meet some developers or meet some builders. All I've ever done is resell, but if they want to get into a relationship with a builder, what would you recommend? How would you recommend starting that relationship?
First off, let me warn everybody up front. It's more complex than you think. Number one. Number two, and also being with the builder, it's not a matter of if, it's when you will eventually get fired from a builder. Let me share this with you. There's really three ways that you can go after builders. Let me start with the low-hanging fruit, the easy one first. First off, you have to create an incredible value proposition on your team. Why would a builder want to do business with you? So I'm going to keep going back to that. No matter what your segment of the business you're doing, you better have value. You better bring something to the table that other than just yourself and you're a great realtor. You have to show programs. We have a guaranteed sales program. We have a fix-up program. We have a program where if Joshua, you want to get your house fixed, fix up your bathrooms, do your basement at $75,000. We have a program where you can get the work done and you don't have to pay a dime until closing. Take it out of the equity. How's that sound? So a lot of people don't have any equity, or don't have any cash. It's all in their house. So we have that program. We have a guaranteed rental program. We have a lot of different programs that make us inviting to partner with. So the first way to go out and do business with builders is, number one, go to the nationals and some of these builders that have in-house sales programs and offer to be able to handle their resales through all these programs that you offer. You're willing to conduct staging seminars. You're willing to help provide them with detailed market analysis every other week. Provide value to the person on the front line and hopefully create a relationship where they're going to be one of your approved realtors to handle some of their resales. Now, when you get the resale business, do an extraordinary job, even if you have to lower the competition or lower the commission, because you're not worried about one sale. You want that relationship to be so well that they're going to use you some more. So number one, you today could go out and meet builders, national builders or builders that are in-house, and meet those salespeople in the front line and befriend them. That's number one, easy. Now, by the way, I spent 32 years of my 40-year career just doing builders, so it's more complex than this, and we actually consult with people on how to do this. So I'm going to give you the 5-minute program here. Number two, custom builders. Builders that do 1 to 10 houses a year. They need you. They want you. You can also bring them land. By the way, underline this. You want to create an inventory of land. Have a book, a program where you have a list of all the lots available in your area. So when you have a builder, you can match them up with land. If you can bring them land, they love you. Builders only need two things, land and money. We just sold a piece up the street. I got together 15 builders, had an interview process. One builder came in at $7 million. We ended up selling it for $24 million. So be a land source, and you'll attract bees like bees with honey. That's what builders need. So custom builders. Now, eventually, a lot of our custom builders grew to be 20 to 30 year house year builders, then 50 to 100. And eventually, if you get them big enough, like I got a lot of our builders big enough, my greatest competition wasn't any of you realtors. It was the builder going in-house. So then we created an in-house program. So rather than lose the builder, I took half the profit I would have made and said, I'll give you a full-time manager in-house that oversees all the salespeople. I never wanted to lose that builder. I wanted the volume. I wanted the visibility. And I wanted the reference point because losing a builder is not good. But eventually it happens if you don't position it right. So number one, offer to help the nationals with handling their resale business. Number two, work with some custom builders. Number three is the hardest. Our business was, all we represented was builders that did between 15 300 houses a year. They had full-time salespeople in the front line who were our employees. We trained them. We did market research for them. That's called track new home sales. Most realtors don't want to commit full-time to working with one builder. So, but you can do that. So, let's say a builder has 15 lots and they want you to work there full-time. Well, you can do that, maybe do resales on the side, but eventually they're going to want just a full-time person. So it's a little more complex than this 5-minute conversation, but those are the ways you can go after builders. But have a pro, somebody to coach you on it. People that are our partners throughout the nation, we coach them and guide them on how to start a builder relationship and builder business. And you should also start a land business, not land development, although you should know land developers. Have an inventory of land where you broker and sell land. That's a key, because builders will come to you if you have land.
Yep, I love it. So, I know that in 2008, when you jumped into the resale space, you decided not to go after short sales and foreclosures. And you've been through numerous market shifts, right? It's inevitable that it's going to happen at some point again. Who knows when? But do you see yourself, when the next market crash happens, transitioning into and creating a short sale REO department, now knowing what you know from before?
Well, first off, we're going to think positive. We're not going to have another crash, Joshua, so we're going to think positive. But the answer is, even back then, I had some people doing some short sales and so forth. But no, knowing what we know now and being more experienced, I won't do them. But yes, we will have more of a short sale department that focuses in that area. We'll support them. And that's a business, yes, we definitely want to pursue. Will I personally do them? No. I want the best quality. I don't want to be bogged down with tough transactions. But you decide what you want to go into, because if you go into short sales, you're not going to be able to go after builders too. It's hard to have that wide focus and really do a great job at it.
Yeah. Unless you have a successful team like you, where you can create different departments that are handled by different people, then you can, have that expansion. So, can you break down? I know you talked a little bit about your team, but is your team set up where a lot of people now have inside sales agents, where just straight ISAs handling the leads, and they have buyer agents, listing agents, transaction management team? Can you give us an idea of how your team's broken down with those departments?
Sure. First off, I don't believe in just a listing agent or a buyer agent. Our agents do both. Some people do more listings, some people do more buyers, but they do both. We also do rentals. Some people in our department, we have one person who did 40 rentals last year out of 180 that we did. But our team does everything, because I believe if you're working with a client, if you ask me to sell your house, Joshua, and then you ask me to also help you buy, it's kind of hard for me to say, no, I don't do that, because then they might go find somebody else. So our team does everything, number one. Number two, we're transitioning, and we do have inside sales agents in other parts of the country. Here, we kind of have an inside sales agent. We have lead managers. When the lead comes in, they clean them and assign them to different people. Now, all listings go to me, and then I decide who gets the listings. I made a big mistake. If you guys want to learn from a huge mistake, I did it. When I first got into resales at Remax, I gave out listings because I wanted to be fair to everybody, and we weren't getting the business, and I was paying the price. So now every listing goes to me, and I'm a pure capitalist. Whoever is the best agent for that, who I think is going to close it, is going to get it, not my best friend, not the person who took me to lunch the day before. My commitment is to the company, to make sure we're successful. So we're now looking at the inside sales agent, having somebody really doing that inside, and we have somebody right now going through that process, and I think we're going to be doing a little bit more of that, to be able to scrub those leads, to go after expireds more, and that person would get compensated, obviously, on a transactional basis.
Yep, love it. So what are, you talk about the prospecting that you guys are doing, open houses and all that. What are some of the systems that you utilize that you love, that help you? I mean, because again, when you're doing 1,600 units a year, and that's not counting your rentals, and there's a lot of other stuff you got going on in addition to 1,700 units. What are some of the systems that help you keep it all together that you love, that have been a huge help?
Well, first off, we have our own stagers on board on the team. We have our own in-house photography. We have our own in-house marketing department, all that to be able to control all that. We have a system. All of our houses go on the market today, Thursday. Brochures will be dropped off at the houses on tomorrow, Friday. Open houses done on Sunday. We have an in-house support team, the admin staff that support these agents. We have the admin support. We do a lot of seminars and for builders. We just did a 55-plus bus tour where we had 100 people on 2 buses, 55 and older. We took them around to the various communities. We picked up like 60, 70 potential prospects that day by doing this bus tour. We also did a foreclosure bus tour. That was awesome. And we were actually featured on CNN, MSNBC a couple of years ago because of this foreclosure bus tour. I have to give full credit to a team in Las Vegas. I got that years ago. But we copied the idea and we transformed it a little bit better. So we're doing that. We have a senior housing division. We have a new home division. We have a land program. And then we have a senior housing. We call it the Silver Group. I have one person, all she does, she doesn't sell. All she does is go around to the senior housing communities throughout the state. Now we're going into other states, trying to get business. When they have a resale, we want them to think of us. So we're doing seminars at these senior housing communities, lunch and learns where people will be there, and we're gaining incredible traction in these senior housing communities. So we have a lot of things in place, incredible infrastructure. Now we're poised to do so many more sales. If we don't spend another dime based on what we're doing now, we could easily pick up another 500-600 sales based on what we have in place.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's amazing. So, how do you personally connect the dots, right? Because I mean, you're one of these brilliant guys that's able to connect the dots, and it's like Wayne Gretzky said, "I don't skate to where the puck is; I skate to where it's going." And you seem to be able to connect the dots in a special way to go where that puck is going. Like, how do you do that? How do you internalize this and know where to go?
Well, first off, I have failed probably more than anybody on this broadcast here, and as Gary says, fail faster and just learn from your mistakes and move forward. So we continue to make mistakes, but I'm a big believer, number one, in test marketing. We test a lot of things before we will invest a whole lot of dollars in certain things. Number one. Number two, I'm a sponge of this marketplace. I ask a lot of people questions. I don't, I'm not the authority in the room. I like to go and ask questions of people that are new, that are been in business a few years. I want to understand where the market is and where they think that it's going. I ask a lot of questions. My gut instincts. So the senior housing business, I can't take credit for. My wife actually came up with the idea, and I actually didn't think it was going to work. Now we're selling about 200 houses a year in that program. It's domino, and we get more business from it. And that's a business that's not going to go away. Those senior housing communities constantly have people coming into their communities. So we're constantly, I challenge my people, don't become complacent. Be always looking out for what's next. What are we going to be doing next? Where's the next segment of a wave of business that we're going to get? Let's not be complacent because somebody's on our tail trying to surpass us and take our business and take our number one spot. And we're not going to let that happen. So we're going to keep growing and get creative and be a student of the game.
Yeah. One thing that I probably love about you most, right, is you're just such this like hardcore, down-to-earth, humble guy, right? I mean, you've created what no other realtor's ever created on the planet doing what you do. First Keller Williams Agent to ever break 10 million in commissions, but you're just the most down-to-earth guy. You have no ego. You don't let it get to you. Which most people probably let that success get to them. How do you stay level personally, internally, to not allow that ego to get to you?
Well, thanks for the compliment. One, it's the way you're raised. Number two, there's a lot of other successful people in the world that are a lot more successful. All we are really we're high-paid servants in our business. There are people that I know. In fact, I just left a client today. They own office buildings, shopping centers. I mean, they get stopped today and their rents just cover their income. We are in the labor business. We work hard. The smart guys really are the guys that have all the assets, and I encourage everybody to buy as much real estate as you can and invest in your real estate for the passive income. But we are just hardworking servants. So I believe that you're a team, and nobody works for me. We work together. A team is better than any one person combined. So I keep my values in check. I know that it's a team effort. This isn't Bob Lucido. Right? I get way too much credit. My wife, my daughter, Lauren, runs our marketing department, but we have so many other people in addition to my wife and my daughter that do an incredible job that I wouldn't be in this position to be able to say we're number one. I mean, Tom Brady and Joe Flacco and all these other quarterbacks can get credit for being the quarterback, but if they didn't have a great front line, they wouldn't be there, or great receivers. So I've always been an athlete and a team player, and I've never taken credit. Like, Cal Ripken, I'm, friends with him and been business partners with him for 20 years with baseball teams. He's a humble guy, and the real leaders out there I admire are Peyton Manning, Derek Jeter, Cal Ripken. They're humble and they believe in the team, and they believe that without mentors and people that have coached them and their team players, they would never be where they are today. And they're just very grateful and thankful. So I wake up every day with an attitude of gratitude and try to make myself better today than I was yesterday.
Yeah, that's awesome. So how do you personally continue to level up, right? So we look at good becomes the worst enemy of greatness very easy, right? And it's very easy to get caught up in this good enough. I mean, you could just kind of stop, let the team run its thing, and be set for the rest of your life. But instead, you keep just leveling up your goals to the next level, next level. What keeps you personally never accepting good enough and always going for greatness?
One, you want to make sure you're probably only as good as the people that you surround yourself with and the books you read, the tapes you listen to. I'm on a constant, as Tony Robbins calls it, C-A-N-I, constant and never-ending improvement. The books that fascinate me, other than the Bible, would be, one, success stories. I love learning about success stories. I just finished this book, the gentleman on Shark Tank, the African-American gentleman who has the clothing line, drawing a blank now on his name. What an awesome story on how that guy rose to success and where he is now, a billionaire. And you just see people, and I'm thinking, if he can do it, we can do it. So I don't believe that if anybody else does something, I believe we can do it. I mean, look at you, Josh. You're an incredible success story. I heard your story down in Virginia Beach. It's awesome. And, so my goal is to inspire and help people become great, because I'll get, as Zig Ziglar says, I can get whatever I want in life if I help enough other people get what they want. So I believe in helping to uplift and help grow people, be a role model for other people, and to make myself better every day. So we're playing a game, and when it stops being fun, I'm going to just go to baseball games and have a good time. But right now I'm having a great time growing our business, seeing how far we can grow it, how many other lives we can touch and help them become millionaires.
Yep, love it. So you've talked a lot about the importance of self-development. With everything that you have going on, what does self-development look like for you? Right? I mean, how do you make time for it? Is that part of your daily routine, weekly routine? Like, what does that look like in your world?
First off, again, people that you surround yourself with. I will not surround myself with any negativity, and you got to stop it if it's around you. Number two, I like to read. Read in the evenings. I'm trying to read more books before I go to bed. If you don't come home too late enough with late appointments, I love reading those self-help books on how to improve, how to be better. People that you surround yourself with, seminars that you go to. I just went to a Tony Robbins seminar with my son. Date with Unleashed. Well, my son just went to Date with Destiny for 5 days 2 weeks ago. He loved it. But he and I also went a year and a half ago to Tony Robbins and walked on the coals. It was just awesome. So I'm a big reader and believer of success. And if they can do it, I love what Tony Robbins has done. If he can do it, you can do it, Joshua. I believe it.
100%. So, one thing that's amazing about you as well is you've done a great job about, you've created business and financial success, but you've also made sure that you have a successful marriage and successful relationship with your kids. And that's something a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with, right? They create these big businesses, but their health goes, they're divorced, they don't know their kids. Like how did you keep it together? Because I know it's not hard. Like, how did you make sure that you weren't neglecting those other areas of your life that are important to you as you were building this empire?
Well, sometimes I'm a better preacher than I'm a doer. Trying to balance all those areas is very difficult. There's 5 legs of my chair. There's spiritual, physical, financial, personal, and family. And those are the areas that I set my goals in. And growing up, I coached both my sons, who one's in college baseball and one plays professionally. He's in the Texas Ranger organization. I coached them, and our vacations were travel baseball. So all growing up, and my daughter played tennis nationally. So we spent a lot of time growing up in sports environments, and I'll never regret that. My daughter, it's kind of hard for her not to be part of it because she's part of our team now, so I see her every day. So no, we make family time. We spend time with each other and become a part of their lives, and they're great people to be around. My wife and I, we started this a long time ago. We have date night every Saturday night. I don't care what gets in the way. We're going out on date every Saturday night. So working together, she's been the best partner I've ever had in business. Also, sometimes it's challenging because you're working together. You go home together. Sometimes it's hard to break that. And so you got to compartmentalize, your business and your personal life. So create other activities outside of work that you like to do, exercise. We used to play a lot of tennis together. So look, we all could use some marriage coaching. I believe coaching in all areas of life. And it's always an area that you're constantly working on, trying to get better, and just cognizant of the fact that you need to improve in that area too. I mean, I'm reading some books now on how to have a better marriage. I want to be the best at everything I can do. It's just my nature. No matter what I'm doing, I want to be the best that this body can be. A good friend of mine was a national sales trainer and speaker, and his name's Rick Willis. And he got on a plane, and on the back was Evander Holyfield. So he went up, and his entourage surrounded him and said, "What do you want?" He says, "You want no autographs?" He says, "I don't want an autograph." He says, I want 45 seconds with Evander Holyfield. That's all I want. I want to ask him one question. He asked him, "Evander, what makes you the best fighter on the planet?" He said, "Sit down." And for the next 45 minutes, Evander Holyfield told him his story and said, "I don't worry about the competition. I work on training this body and being the best that I can be." And I think if we all do that and make ourselves better, we should be focused on the competition, figure out what they're doing to figure out so we can be strategical about our business. But if everybody worked on themselves to be the best that they could be, I just think everybody would be happier and would achieve their fullest potential.
Yeah, because it's your competition's trying to be like, hey, I'm gonna catch Bob, but they're trying to catch you today, where you're already leveling up at double, triple, whatever that may be. So I love that. So back to just a quick business question, because I know a lot of realtors that can be amazing realtors, great on listing presentations, buyer presentations, great at looking out for the client's needs, but they struggle with the entrepreneurship side. Because to do what you've done, you got to be brilliant at wearing both hats, right? Maybe with some suggestions that you've learned over the years to be that great entrepreneur, and also so you're great at working on the business, but in the business, how do you balance that? And what's maybe some recommendations that you give our listeners to do that?
Got this advice a long time ago, and again, I'm very thankful the mentors I've had in my life, some very wealthy builders and people that have helped me through the years. One person said, "Bob, you need 5 experts in your life: a great accountant, lawyer, insurance man, stockbroker, and realtor. So surround yourself with those people." So I have great accounting advice. I have a lawyer. All of them have been with me for 30 years. I believe in loyalty. They got to earn their business, but I know of every penny we have and every penny we have going out the door. But I have I have 2 accountants actually that manage that and make sure that we're maximizing our income and paying as few taxes as we legally have to pay. So there's a time you got to watch your business. I mean, I'm in the creative phase of our business, but every Wednesday I go to the accountant and we spend time going through everything that we do. So I have hired, this was my one thing 2 years ago. I hired a chief operating officer, Dave. He's awesome. He essentially runs our company. He runs the daily operation, so I don't have to be involved in that daily stuff. We were interviewing people, always on the run. We were flying. I hired a talent acquisition director. She's actually an attorney, but she doesn't practice law. She interviews people, and she's been here since April, and I think she's hired 50, 60 people, counting admin support. So I try to delegate to areas to other people that I trust and have them run. They own those departments. And when they ask me a question, I go, "I'm leaving this meeting. That's why I hired you. I've got 2 talented people here, you people here, and I have total confidence in you. I'll let them handle it." So watch your business, watch your dollars, manage it, but make sure you have key people in place that you can really trust and you admire and respect, and that they take ownership of the business and that they treat this like it's their company. I might want everybody. They don't work for me. In fact, they say I work for Bob. I get offended by that. We're partners. This is a partnership here.
Yeah, I love that. Love that. So if the Bob today, knowing what you know now, right? So all the experience that you had, knowing everything you know now, if you could go back to your 18-year-old self and give yourself a couple pieces of advice, like right at that moment where you knew that you weren't going pro in baseball, but you were going to go this other path. If you could go back and give yourself just a couple pieces of advice, knowing what you know now, what would that be?
That's a great question. First off, new home sales was awesome for me, and we created some incredible. We have some big businesses off the side from that. We're in the utility business, but that's a side. And I would never have those today if I wasn't in new home sales. So I'm glad I was in the new home business. But aside from the relationships and the investments I've made from being in the new home business, if I had it all over to do again, I wished I would have started when I was 18 with Keller Williams and grown this business and recruited people around the world and grown our business. There was no idea how far we would be. Keller Williams has this extraordinary program called Profit Share, where if you recruiting people from around the country, around the world into Keller Williams, there's some people that make $1 million and a half a year and growing from recruiting and growing to Keller Williams. I would have gotten into Keller Williams sooner, and I would have gotten into the resale business when I was 18 years old. I would have gotten a great coach, gotten entrenched in training and coaching, because I've paid more dummy taxes than anybody. I've made more mistakes, so it's cost me a fortune. I think had I got enrolled in a structured training and coaching program like a Keller Williams, but they weren't around when I was 18, I think that my career would have advanced more quickly and more systematically and less mistakes. Having great coaches daily. I coached a lot myself. First business books I read were Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People, The Magic of Thinking Big, Norman Vincent Peale, all these books. And then Tom Hopkins. That was the first seminar I ever attended. And a little note for everybody here. There were 5,000 people in the group. It was an 8-hour seminar. And a guy came up at the end of the seminar and said, Tom, we could have condensed this to 5 minutes. He says, what do you mean? He drew something on the board, and it was essentially 2 belly buttons facing each other. He said, what do you mean? He says, if people will go belly to belly, face to face, 5 to 10 prospects a day, they'll become a multimillionaire. And that's the key. If you're meeting people, you can text them, email them, that's great. But unless you're in front of people face to face, you're not going to make a sale. So it's my passion to make appointments on a regular basis, because that's how you're going to grow your business.
Yeah, so I've got one more question for you, but before I jump into that question, I want to make sure that we get a way for our listeners to reach out to you. So somebody who's listening to this right now, and they're like, hey, I want to be a part of Bob's team, expansion team, if you come to the area, or maybe they just want to talk to you about careers in Keller Williams, whatever it may be. What's the best way, Bob, to learn more about you, to reach out to you and do that?
Well, thanks for that opportunity. I'm looking to grow my team nationally and internationally, and the best way to contact me would be email me at bob@boblucidoteam.com, bob@boblucidoteam.com, and I'm going to be so brave as to do this, to give people my cell phone number. They're here for people that are really interested and want to grow their business. If you want to give me a call, it's 410-979-6024. You're welcome to call me on my cell phone. I'd love to talk to you about what we're doing. We're growing quickly, but we're growing strategically with great talent. And I'm looking for people. The 5 things we look for when we want to hire people to be our partner. 1, they got to be honest. If they don't have integrity, the interview's over. Number 2, they got to be a team player. 3, they got to be coachable. 4, they have to have a servant's heart. They got to be willing to serve. And 5, they have to have the tiger in their eye. I want people that are go-getters. So if you fit that criteria, I'm interested in talking to you, and I'll show you how we can partner together to take your business to a whole nother level you never imagined.
And I've actually had several of our boot camp members. I have an online training program that have joined your team, and they all rant and rave about it, right? So you're one of these guys that isn't talking the talk, you're walking the walk, and I absolutely love it. So I created this podcast. It's been almost about 2 years now, and the reason that I created this podcast was I got so tired of all the smoke and mirrors. There's so much information out there. There's good information, but man, there's a lot of just bad information, smoke and mirrors, people giving advice and the wrong people to give advice. I'm like, let me just complaining about it. Let me create a space where I go out there and interview the doers like yourself, guys that are in the trenches, that are actually building amazing businesses and lives. And I, selfishly, I get to pick brilliant minds like yours all day long, right? But then also give back to an industry that's changed both of our lives. With that being said, those that are watching and listening right now, they're here because they want to get the knowledge set to go out there and create the life they know they want and deserve. Do you have any last words of information or advice that you'd like to give them so they can go out there and do exactly that?
Well, first off, thanks for doing this, Joshua. Your story, people, if you haven't done a podcast on yourself, you should do a podcast on yourself and let somebody interview you, because your story is more fascinating than just about anybody's ever heard. Number one. Number two, I always tell people when they're starting out in the business or if they're with somewhere else, they go, Bob, what's your advice? I give the same advice all the time. Number one, I would join Keller Williams. Incredible company, number one training company in the world for all companies. The coaching is just awesome. The structure, the business structure, the integrity is, I can't say enough. Number two, join a great team or be a great team. Either decide to create your own incredible team, create an incredible value proposition, or I would suggest you join a great team, because I believe the Lone Ranger has a tough competitive environment to be in. Create an incredible value proposition for yourself. Why would I want to do business with you? Why? Other than you being a nice guy, what do you bring to my life that will make me better than I was yesterday? Four, get a great coach. Find somebody that can coach you, make you accountable, work together with you. And five, I went to a seminar that Tony Robbins suggested I go to Jay Abraham years ago. It changed my life. The number one marketer in the world. Get a good business background in marketing to have some ideas on marketing. Not that you have to do it, and then hire people, delegate people to do certain things for you. I love to train. I love to coach. I love to do marketing, but you can't do all this stuff. So I have other people doing it for me, but I can peripherally tap into that and add some value to it without being the doer. You can't be the doer and be the creator. So the more you can delegate and get out of the day-to-day stuff. The reason I love what I do every day is I only do what I do best and what I love to do. Belly to belly, face to face with decision makers like you, talking to people here, and I'm going to go list some houses this afternoon. That turns me on, gets me excited. I love to see the growth of the business, and I love seeing other winners in our company duplicating me and growing their business and changing their lives.
Awesome, powerful words. And those that are watching and listening, I know we end every podcast with this, you guys, but information without implementation is truly just the start of delusion. Information is not power. It's taking that information, applying it, taking action on that creates power in your world. You guys just heard from the number one real estate agent on planet Earth, right? So take something that he shared with you today, go out there and take action on it immediately so you can create that life that you want and deserve. And if you look below, those that are watching or listening, wherever you're at, if you look below, we're going to have all Bob's contact information, his email right there. So if you want to reach out to Bob, make sure that you do that. And Bob, man, this has been a massive honor. I know how busy you are, man, and this has been a huge honor having you on the show. I truly appreciate it.
I'm honored that you invited me, and thank you to all of you that spent this 45 minutes to listening to this. Hopefully you've gotten some value out of it, and hopefully it will help you in your business. My next goal, objective, I work out, but I want to look as good as you, Joshua. You seem like you're in great shape.
Yeah, well, you've definitely been a huge mentor of mine in the business world, so I'm here to support you any way I possibly can, my friends. So, all right, you guys, well, thank you for watching and listening, and we will see you next time. All right, peeps, that wraps up today's show. Again, thank you so much for watching the show. I truly appreciate it. Just a few quick reminders and favors that I need from you. Number one, please share the show. Anyone you feel can benefit from this show. This truly helps us grow the show, continue going out there and having impacts on many, many lives. So it'd mean the world to me if you went out there and shared the show. Number two, if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, please go out there on iTunes, Stitcher, leave us a 5-star positive review. All that stuff helps for awareness of the show. Also, make sure to join the GSD Mode private Facebook mastermind group. If you haven't already, you can go to gsdmode.com. Right on the front page, there's a link there. Click that. We'll get you added right away. A lot of cool stuff in there, a lot of masterminds. We're bringing a lot of Facebook Live, different stuff in there they have access to that you can't get anywhere else. And lastly, I want to give our sponsors a quick shout out that make this show possible. So our first sponsor is my personal 90-day mastery bootcamp. This is my personal mentorship training program where I give you everything that I do inside my business, right? You get my entire playbook. We have 12 live, 3+ hour long training sessions. You get daily access to me inside the program. There's a bunch of bonus training sessions. You get access to every single thing that I do inside my business. All my tracking forms, all my presentations, checklists, lead generation tactics, lead follow-up tactics, team contracts, and so much more, you guys. There's nothing that compares to this program. You get full access to everything that I do inside my company. I hold nothing back. Go check us out, www.90daymastery.com, where you can learn more information, see future dates, see testimonials, all that fun shite. If you decide to join, make sure to plug in Live Mastery inside the promo code, all one word, all together, all caps. That'll save you 500 bones on the program, so you get it for only $997, which is a freaking steal, or 3 payments of $333. Our next sponsor is PerfectStormNow.com. So PerfectStormNow.com is an insanely effective lead generation website for realtors, and now offers a website and CRM combo with all my custom personal follow-up drips, all of my scripts that are inside there, right? So there's no guesswork. And when a lead comes in, based on the lead source, you're gonna know exactly what to say, when to say, how to say. All of it's just auto-filled, and we made it where it's dummy-proof. I mean, this system is as powerful, if not more powerful, in my opinion, than the $1,000 plus monthly websites, and it's only $199 a month. So go to PerfectStormNow.com. You can check out in-depth demos, see more testimonials, learn more information on it, all that cool jazz. Our last sponsor is EMF. So Optimized Life Nutrition has created the most powerful nootropic on the planet called EMF, Energy, Memory, Focus. So if you're like me and you want insane energy, improved memory, an extremely intense focus, this is the best product that money can buy, you guys. I personally take it every single day before I do webinars, before I do things like this, man. I'm always taking this product to go out there and enhance, again, my focus, my intensity, my memory, every aspect of it. So go out there and check right now on www.optimizedlifenutrition.com, where you can learn more about EMF. Lastly, you guys, if you want to be like me and the rest of the GSD crew, as well as my real estate team and so many others that listen to this, listen to the show and support the show, make sure you're rocking this GSD mode gear, man. We want to go out there and spread the love, spread the word, spread the GSD mode name. So on the site, gsdmode.com, we have men's shirts, women's shirts. We're starting to run a lot new apparel through the site, so you see a lot more coming as well. So make sure to go check out the site, pick that up, have some fun. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.